Good morning, everybody. I want to introduce myself. I'm Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. I'm glad that you're able to join me this morning. I'm going to give a few moments for everybody to get on, and let me bring my iPad up so I can watch the comments. Give me a moment. There we are. Okay, be sure when you come on that you comment so I know that you're here. And also please like and share the video. And if you're watching this on YouTube later today, be sure that you click that subscribe button, and then you'll be notified when I have new videos uploaded. I had a stumbling block there. Okay, I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here. I might have came on a little bit early. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're all ready for some stamping today. I know my normal day was on Mondays, but I wasn't able to be here Monday, so I rescheduled it for this morning. So I'm hoping that it works for everybody. If not, you can catch me on the replay. And you can also share and like those videos also. So I've got some weird things going on with my lighting here. It's kind of in and out. Hi, Jackie. Be sure you like and share the video. That helps me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn you around here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Everybody else can catch up later if they're a little late coming on. So hold on. I'll try not to make you dizzy. Okay, why aren't we turning here? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm hoping we don't have any technical difficulties today. Let me zoom it in just a bit and plug in my phone so my battery don't die on me. So let me do that. All right, let me see what that looks like on camera. Maybe you could zoom it just a little bit more. I'm just waiting for my iPad to catch up. It's a little bit slow. Yeah, I think maybe I can zoom just a tiny bit. That might be a little bit too much. And I need to get me a new lamp because this one's seems like it's not going up as far as it used to go. I might have stripped something. Go down a little bit more. I see my black screen on there. Not sure if it's the top or the bottom. Thinking it's next to me. Okay, I'm going to try it right there and see what happens. Let me turn on some more lighting. Kind of a cloudy day. Okay, so like I said, my name is Debbie Foster, and I'm creating with Debbie. If you want to shop with me, you can go to my website, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And you can find all the supplies that I'm using today from Stampin' Up! In there. And if you need to email me about anything, any questions that you might have, my email address is creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And my blog address is www.creatingwithdebbie meadow179.blogspot.com, and you can go there and you'll get all the instructions and pictures of all the cards that we do. So I guess that's about all I got on there to show you. If you do any shopping with me, the new host code is 9ADACFGS. And I've got a delay on my iPad, so I'm making sure that you can see that okay. And that's also in the description of the video too, so if you missed it, you can go back and look at that. Okay, so our paper pumpkin for June, you have until June 10th to sign up for. It's called Expressions in Color. And it says, dream and discover in color with this month's paper pumpkin kit with inspiring ink. I can't read upside down. Okay. It contains enough supplies to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes, and it also includes an exclusive stamp set and 2 classic Stampin' Spots, which we only usually get 1 Stampin' Spot, so we're going to get 2 in this kit. And if you're a first-time Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you'll also receive an acrylic block, so you'll be all set. This features the colors from our 2020 to 2022 and 2021 to 2023 in color collections. It coordinates with products from our Expressions in Ink suite, which is in our new annual catalog. It comes in a cute, colorful, and collectible box. So that's, you got until June 10th to sign up for that. And if you have any questions on signing up, how to do it and what's forth, just get with me and I'll help you along with that also. And then we've got another promotion that we're Stampin' Up! Is only doing in May. You got till May 31st to sign up to be a demonstrator, which means that your kit will cost you $99 and plus your sales tax if you have any. So with that $99, normally you'd get $125 worth of products. But in May, Stampin' Up! Is doing a promotion where they're going to give you $155 worth of products. So that's a great deal right there. So if you have any questions on that, and to sign up for a demonstrator, that doesn't mean that you have to do what I do. You can just have it as a to support your crafting needs, and with that you'll also get a discount on everything that you buy. So any questions, be sure you get with me on that. All right, so let me see, I think that's all the news I have to go over. Like I said, be sure that you comment and like and share the video for me. And if you're watching on YouTube later today, be sure that you hit that subscribe button at the bottom here. And that'll let you know when I have new videos that come out. So, okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get started here. We're going to be doing, this is our first card. And this is using the, let me get my things out here. We're going to be using the Quiet Meadow Stamp Set, which is in our annual catalog, and that is on page, let me see, it's on page 110 in the new annual catalog. Let me see, right here. And you can buy it as a bundle and you'll get the dies and the stamp set with a savings of 10%. So it's, I really like that. It's got a lot of uses. Alright, so here's the stamp set. And let me see the dies here. Yeah, here's the dies that go along with that. It's called Meadow Dies. And the stamp set is Quiet Meadow. And like I said, you can buy that as a bundle. And I'm going to also use this stamp set, which is Through It Together, is the sentiment on the inside, which I'm using Sending You This Paper Hug. It's going to be our inside sentiment inside the stamp or the card, like so. It's okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get our bits and pieces out here and we'll get started. Get rid of the crinkling paper here. So we're going to start out using our card base is So Saffron, and that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored at 5 1/2 inches in the middle. And we're just going to burnish that edge to get a good edge on our card. And I've got a piece of white cardstock, basic white, which measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's going to be the inside of our card. And I also have another basic white, which measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've embossed, first I stamped our sentiment on here, which I used this one here. It looks like a bunch of letterings. I can read some of it, but you can't read all of it. So it's kind of broken up. It says, I got Glowing in Garden, Wildflower, but you can't really catch all the words in it. It's kind of muted a little bit, but I like it as a background. And we've stamped that using our basic gray stamp pad. And then I've embossed it using the Bark 3D embossing folder, which is also in our new annual catalog. It's a 3D embossing folder. But I've already gone ahead and I've done all of that to save a little bit of time. So we're going to take that, and then I've cut out, I die cut this edging out of the Smoky Slate cardstock, and I use the border out of the Scalloped Contours Dies, and I'll show you which one I used. It makes a nice edging. This one here. So it just fits along there, and you can have your paper any size that you want, so that makes it kind of handy. So we're going to start by gluing this down to our embossed basic white. And I'm going to get a paper over here to protect my surface. So I'm going to head and put glue on our edgeling. I'm not sure that's a word, edgeling. It is now. Okay, so we're going to glue that to our left side of our card, and we're going to match it right up to the edge of the white. So with the liquid glue, you got time to move it around if you need to. So that's why I like using the liquid glue. And we're going to take our scissors and we're going to trim that off. Okay. And so now we can go ahead and glue that down to our card base, the front of our card. And just looking at which side I want to put this on. And with a 3D embossed paper too, it's better to use the liquid glue because it kind of gets down in those grooves. That'll make it stick better. Where with the tape printers and that sort of stuff, they kind of lift up easier. Alright, Alright, so we're going to leave a small border going around our entire front of our card. Just like that. Okay, now I've gone ahead and I've die cut all of our flowers out using the dies. I've got the So Saffron with those two, and then I've got the Smoky Slate for this flower. And those were cut out using our dies that were in that bundle. And I used this one and this one and this one here. And then I've used this one for the label, which is this one, and the little butterfly are all out of these. And the center for that this flower is this die right here. It's kind of a funny looking, but that goes right on the flower there. And I probably have lost, where did it go? I don't see it now. Well, it's so tiny, I guess I lost it somewhere. I may have to cut another one. Yeah, it's missing in action here. Well, yeah, I may have to cut another one. Did it stick to something else? No. Yeah. And I don't know if I have any brown paper over here. Well, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Let's go ahead and finish gluing things down here. So we're going to take this flower and we're going to glue that off to the side here. So we're going to take our liquid glue again. And I'm just going to put glue on the larger areas here. And a thin line on the flower stem. Alright, then we're going to put that off to the left side of our card base. And just kind of hold that a moment, let it, make sure it's sticking. And then we're going to take our Smoky Slate flower, we're going to put that in the middle. Oops, that came out a little bit faster than I wanted it to. Okay, and we're going to place that in the middle. And it doesn't matter if it's overlapping a little bit, that's fine. And we'll do the same with this little sprig. Try not to get my fingers in the glue too much here. We're going to kind of put him off to the right side a little bit at an angle. And with mine, I kind of chopped off the end of this because I didn't want it sticking past my label here. Okay. And of course I've got glue on my fingers. Okay. So here we have that. And I need to find a piece of brown paper. Let me go and grab some paper. Hold on a second. Where did I put it? I don't know. think we might use the black instead of the brown. That will work. And we'll bring our baby boss over here and put her to work. Whoops, sorry about that. We've got our number 1 plate, a number 2 plate, paper. I don't need that big piece. I'm going to tear off that corner of that. And then I need to find that die. Okay. Grab this out of there. And a number 2 plate on top. Set her aside. And there's our little center of our flower there. It's trying to stay on the plate instead of coming up. That in there so I don't lose it. So here's the center of our flower. Put that on there. Yeah, the black looks okay. So we're going to add a little bit of glue. I say a little bit, not a glove. No, come on, behave. Alright. And we're going to stick that in the center of our flower. Okay, so she goes like that. Now we're going to take our butterfly, we're going to place her up on dimensionals. And I think I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. And you might take your pick tool and use that. Hope everybody's having a good day. Okay, let's take those backings off. Those in the trash. Alright, and now she's going to be flying into this flower right here. She's kind of hidden right there. I think I'm going to move her over to this one. Okay. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment onto our label using the basic gray. And I'm going to use the Thinking of You. And we're going to stamp that right in the center of that label. Hoping I get it straight. Okay, I did good. Alright. And then we're going to put that up on dimensionals using the regular dimensionals, one at each end. And pop off those backings again. Trucks going by today are noisy. And we're going to place that over the bottom stems of our flowers there. And then we've got some bling that we're going to put on. And I'm using the Elegant Faceted Gems. Those can be found in our catalog also. So I'm going to take some of the smaller ones. And I'm going to place those in the center of this flower. So we're going to be putting 3 of them. And another one right there. So there's those Are down good. And then we've got a little ribbon, and this I use the, it's called the Whisper White crinkled seam binding ribbon, and I'm down to my last. I need to order me another roll. It's one of my favorites. I use it a lot. But anyway, I already tied a bow, and we're going to use some mini dimensions, or no, mini glue dots. And these you get with your paper pumpkin each month, so I'm going to go ahead and use what I've got here of those. I like them because they're a little bit smaller than the normal, so it works really good. I'm going to place it right there, and I think I'll put 2 down to make sure it has a good stick on it. And then you just take off the backings. There we go. And place our ribbon, our bow. With this crinkled seam binding, you can also use your blends to change the color of it and color it whatever color you'd like it to be to go with whatever project you're working with. So that's another added. And I'm just going to cut my tails at an angle. Shorten them up a bit. And I put some Wink of Stella on our butterfly to give her a little bit of bling. Not much, just a little bit. Okay, so there's the front of our card. It comes together pretty good. Okay, now let's work on the inside. Let's get our, oops, I got ink on that one. For some reason, we'll turn it over to the other side. And we're going to stamp it, sending you this paper hug on the inside. Like I had a lot of ink on there. Okay. Well, it still is, but we're going to see what it looks like. Okay, that looks okay. I guess my ink pad's kind of inked up really good. I don't have to press very hard to get any. Okay. Oops, we still need that. We have to do our flower yet. So I got that same flower out of that same set. And we're just going to ink that up a little bit. We're going to stamp that down in the corner. We're going to leave it as is. We're not going to color it or anything. Now we can close up our ink pad. And then we're going to glue that to the inside of our card. And I'm going to leave just a small edge going around. Alright, so there we have our first card. And the inside. Okay. Alright, so our second card, let me set these out of my way. Okay, this is our second card, and I made her a matching envelope. And this one comes from Art Gallery. It's a stamp set that we're using. And I'm also going to use out of the Pansy patch. I'm going to be using the sentiment out of there for our inside sentiment. And Art Gallery can be found in, well, it's in our annual catalog. It's a carryover, but it was also in the mini JJ catalog, so you can find it in both. And then I'm going to be using the dies that I used is the Scalloped Contours Dies, and I use this frame right here, this largest frame, to cut out the black. That's another one of my favorite die sets. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of stamping on this one. It's because we're going to be using the paper is doing all the work, and that comes from the paper, which is called Fine Art Floral. But you've only got till the end of June to purchase that. It's in our JJ mini catalog. Let me show you where that is. It's okay. Trying to see where the paper is. But here's the stamp set, and you can get it as a bundle with the dies. Save 10%. Let me see. The paper is right here. It's the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, and that's on page 84. But be sure if you want that, you need to order it before the end of June, because it retires after that. It's no longer available. So, but we're going to be using this pattern right here. And then here's the inside of it. Okay. Let me get all my bits and pieces out and move these aside. Oops, almost threw my directions away. Okay. So here's our envelope. I'm going to go ahead and do our envelope since that's right on the top. I cut a piece of the Designer Series paper, which measures 2 inches by 6 inches. And we're just going to glue that to our flap, our envelope flap. Let me get my scrap paper over here so I don't get glue everywhere. And I'm just going to go along the edge of the envelope flap with some glue. And then we're going to place our Designer Series paper on top of that. And then we'll trim it up afterwards. And just kind of butt it right up against the fold line there. And then I press it down a little bit. And when I turn it over, and I'm going to trim off the edges. Okay, so there we have our envelope flap all ready to go. So we'll set that aside. And now we're going to come in with our bits and pieces here and we'll start assembling. Okay, so our paper that I'm using is Flirty Flamingo. And that measures, it's just our standard size card. It's a 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of cardstock. And then it's either folded or scored at 4 1/4 inches. So there's our card base. And we're going to use this as a horizontal. Yeah. And then I've also die cut using this die from the Scalloped Contours die. I already die cut that out already, so that's going to be our mat of our card. And I've got something white right there. What is that? Not sure what that is. Some kind of fuzz or something. Okay, so that's going to go onto our card front. And I'm going to go ahead and glue our strips in there first. And these are from the Designer Series paper. And you want to kind of keep them in line so that you can match them up a little bit. So each one measures 1 3/8 inches by 3 1/4 inches long. And you need 3 of those. So we're going to start attaching those to our mat here. So I'm going to start with this one. Okay. I'm going to leave a little bit of border on that side. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one down. I had those marks, I didn't get them mixed up, so. Kind of keep the same size border on that side also. And then this one will go in the center. And I had that kind of close there. I'm still going to get an edging though. And this one, just leaving a little space in between. And with the liquid glue, it gives you a little wiggle room time so you can slide them around as you want. Okay, so there we have. I guess it goes, well, I think it goes this way. Making everybody dizzy on the camera there. Okay, so we got that done. And now we're going to go ahead and glue that down to our card base. And decide which direction you want it to go. Okay, so center that on the front of our card. Okay, like so. Very pretty. Alright, and then we've got our sentiment that we've already stamped and die cut already, which this die was in with the Floral Gallery Dies, which comes in that bundle with the art gallery. You can get both at a savings of 10% if you buy it before June 30th. So we use this die right here for the label. And I've stamped I'm Thinking of You. And we're going to place that up on mini dimensionals. I'll put one at each end and then one in the middle to help support it. And then we're going to place that at the bottom right hand corner. I think I've got that a little bit crooked, but I don't know if I got time to move it now. I'm going to leave it as is. And then I've tied a bow using the Snail Mail Twine Combo Pack, where you get the white and the Flirty Flamingo. I had an extra white, so I stuck them all together. And that also is only available until the end of June. So we're going to take that, we're going to take one of our little glue dots, and we're going to attach this down to our card front. And I've tied a double bow, so it gives it more thickness instead of just a single bow. And I'm just going to move my tails off of my sentiment there. Alright, and then we need to add some bling. So, I thought I had them out, but I guess I don't. So let me go ahead and grab my gems. Over here. Here they are. I thought I had one open. Yeah, there they are. There's some on this one. We'll use that sheet first. Okay, and these are the gilded gems. They're available in our annual catalog also. So we're going to place, I'm going to use the smaller ones, the smallest. And we're going to place 3 on our card. And another one over here, I think. I have a squirrel that's figured out how to get up my bird feeder pole again. I need to go out there and fix them up later when I get done. Okay, so there's the outside of our card. So let's work on the inside. I've got a sheet of basic white, which measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp our sentiment there, which comes from the Pansy patch, like I said. We're using this one here, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And I like that sentiment. So we're going to stamp that just using our Memento black ink. And it's a photopolymer, so I'm going to get my little pad here to make sure I get a good impression. I'm going to kind of keep it off to the, oh, we better make sure we stamp in this the right direction here. I'm all scoofed up here. So I'm going to stamp it off to the right side a little bit because we're going to have a strip of designer series paper right there on the left side. So I just want to give it a good impression. There we go. And we'll close up our ink pad again. And here's that strip of paper, designer series paper, which measures, I believe it's, we'll just measure it real quick right here. It's 1 inch by 4 inches. And that's just going to go on the side of our, inside of our card on the left side. Alright, I got a glue goober there. So, get some glue there. We're going to attach that to the inside. And I'm just going to leave a small border on the edge of that. Okay. It's kind of hard to see white on white there, but that looks good. Okay. Set that aside. We're going to get some more glue on here and glue it to the inside of our card. Oops, I think I had some ink on my fingers. Let me get my ink eraser and see if I can't get that off of there. There. This is the just a sand eraser, which works really good if you got a little bit of ink where you don't want it. You can use that usually to remove it. Okay, so here we have the inside. That way. And the outside of our card. I'm thinking of you. Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. Okay, and then our envelope that goes with it, our matching envelope. Making sure, I don't know where that ink came from, trying to see. I don't see any of my fingers. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and we'll get on to our third card. We're doing good today. Okay. Alright, the next one is going to be using our snail. And this is the paper that we're using. It's called Snail Mail. And that also is only available to the end of June. Hi, Nikki. I'm glad you're here. Join in. Hope you enjoy. Be sure that you comment and like and share the video. I'd appreciate that. Okay, so here's our card that we're going to be doing. This little guy is not going to be in the new catalog, the annual catalog. He's not a carryover. He's retiring. So I really hate that because I think he's really cute. Here's the stamp set, Snailed It. And you can buy it at a bundle price with the dies. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And here's the inside of our card. It says hello, and then you snailed it on the inside. Oh, thank you, Nikki. That's sweet. We'll have to get together again someday and make some cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, we got an envelope here. We're going to do our envelope first too. I'm going to be using the designer series paper. I like the hearts. I'm going to put the hearts on the envelope. So like I did before, I'm just going to put a line of glue going around the envelope flap. I think my bottle's getting down to the bottom because I got to shake it quite a bit. I don't want to open a new one until I finish this one first. So we're going to put that right up against the fold line. And then we'll stick that down and we'll come back and trim that off. And our scissors. Okay. All right. Okay, so there we have our envelope flap. We'll set that aside and we'll start working on the card. Get my instructions here. Okay. So our card base is our heavy basic white cardstock, and that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're just going to burnish the edge of our card, get a good fold down there. And then we've got some designer series paper here that comes out of that paper pack, and I'm going to be using this one. This one measures, let me make sure I got the right measurements. It measures, oops, I'm looking at the wrong instructions. All right, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and then we've got another one for the inside, and that has the same measurements. That's 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches also. And then the inside has basic white cardstock, and that measures 3 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches. So let's go ahead and do our inside so we don't get confused here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment on the inside, which I said we're going to use Snailed It. And we're just using the black Memento ink on that. And we're going to stamp that right in the center of this 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 cardstock. There we go. And then we're going to glue that to the center of our designer series paper. Okay, and glue that down. And just making sure I'm straight. It looks like I'm crooked. But that is my trademark, having things crooked. Okay, so just like that. And we might as well glue that into the inside of our card so I don't lose it, which is very possible. All right, and we're going to come in here and have a small edge going around. Okay, so right there we have the inside of our card. So now we can work on the outside. Okay, so here's our mat, and then we've got some other pieces here. I die cut these out of our designer series paper, and I used this little frame that's in with the dies. It's this one here. It cuts it out like a little scallop around the edges, but then it also has these little dots, lines that it leaves engraved in there. So we've got 2 of those cut out, and I used the mushroom paper. And then we have die cut some snails out of the paper, which I used this paper, and I think it was this one that had the larger snail on it, but I'm not showing that picture. It's this one here. And then I had some little letters that were in with that. And here's the envelope for the letter. Okay, and let me see, there it is. And then I've got another strip of the heart paper, and that measures 3 3/4 inches by 4 inches. Now, if you go to my blog, you'll get all these measurements, so you don't have to worry about hurrying up and writing them down if you don't want to. So I'm going to place that in the center of that mat. At first I'm going to kind of place, well, that's okay. I'm going to put that in the center because we can overlap the squares on top of it. This is really a cute set. I hate to see it go. Okay, so we're going to line that up in the center. Is that straight? Let me see, is that straight? I'm going to use my paper here to kind of check it. Yeah, I think it's straight. Just didn't look like it was. And of course, I've got some glue on my work surface. Okay, So now we're going to take our little squares and we're going to place them onto our mat. And I'm just gluing those directly down. I'm going to put our snails up on dimensionals. But this will be glued directly down to our paper. So I'm just going to leave a small border at the top and the right side. So it will overlap on the heart paper a little bit. And then the same with the bottom left-hand corner. And leave a small border going around the side and the bottom. Okay, so it will look like that. Alright, and I thought I had my twine out, but I guess I don't, so we're going to leave that till last. We're going to glue down our snails here. So we're going to put them up on dimensionals. And I'm going to do 3 on that little guy and probably just 2 on this one. You might take your pick tool and pop those off. You don't have fingernails, take your pick tool works very, very good. Okay, so we're going to place her. I figure she's a her because she's got pretty eyelashes. I have to bring her down just a little bit here. Okay, so doesn't she have pretty eyelashes? I guess this little one, is this a boy or a girl? I'm thinking this one's probably a boy. He doesn't have eyelashes. Place him in the center. Okay, so now we've got our envelope. We're going to glue that right here. But we're going to take this letter and we're going to fussy cut that out. There wasn't a die for that. But it won't take long. It's straight edges. Well, kind of curvy edges, but they're easy to cut off. And I'm going to turn that down just a little bit more. There we go. So we're going to put some glue on these guys and attach them. And some on the envelope. It won't be long enough to start a new bottle of glue here. It's getting down to the bottom of it, I think. I got to shake it quite a bit. Okay, and now we've got a piece of scrap white, and we're going to stamp our where our hello is going to go. I'm not sure what that's called. But we're going to use ink color is going to be the Real Red for the outline of our thing. And we're just going to stamp that. And then we're going to die cut this out. Oh, it's right in front of me. I was looking for the dies and they're right next to me. Okay. So we're going to die cut this. We're going to bring our baby boss back over here and we're going to put her to work. And our plates are, where are our plates? Okay, I forgot to tell you that the Snailed Stamp Set and all is on the, it's in our mini JJ catalog. And that's all can be found on pages 54 and 55. let me see, I'll put this in here. But you can get a lot of things with it. Well, the twine is a 2-pack, the pink and the white. And it also comes with little heart gems. And the paper, of course, and then the dies and the stamp set. It's a really cute collection. We're going to have to cry when it leaves us. Okay, so let me get back to what I was doing. My plates. I have the number 1 plate, a number 2 paper and die. And we're going to position him on there and hope he stays still for me. Okay, and then our top plate. That moved down. I'm going to have to use some tape on her. I've got some right up here I can use. Stuck to my lamp. Okay. Alright, so now we can go ahead and die cut that. And our mini embossing and cutting machine is available also in our annual catalog, so it's really handy to keep on your desk, your work surface. It doesn't take up much room. And of course our big machine also is available in the catalog. Okay, so there's our little conversation piece. And we're going to come in with our hello stamp, and we're going to stamp that using the black memento. And we're going to stamp that right in the center of that hello thingy. Okay. Just looking for the top of my ink pad. Okay. Now that's going to be put up on dimensionals also. And I'm just going to put one right in the center. And then we're going to place that at our top left-hand corner. Okay, so now we're going to come back in with our twine. And I'm going to use both the pink and the white. And I'm going to make a double. I'm going to place them together, and then I'm going to wrap those around our mat. And so I'm doing so that you can see both the white and the pink. And I'm going to come back in here with my stamp and seal. And I'm going to put a strip of sticky there to hold our baker's twine. You could use this, or you could use just regular Scotch tape to hold it down, whichever you prefer. Okay, so I'm going to see right here. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. Okay, it looks like I should have trimmed my paper at that edge. Okay, then we're going to cut that off. And stick it down. So now that gives you time to straighten it out a little bit. I'm going to kind of spread those apart so you can kind of see them better. And now we can glue that to the front of our card. My glue here. Finger is stuck to that stamp and seal. get a little bit more glue over here. And a little extra there over the ribbon so make sure it stays. Okay, and now we're going to attach that to the front of our card. And I'm going to leave a small border going around it. And hopefully I get it straight, which that looks pretty good. Okay, just pressing it to make sure it's down good. Okay, now we're going to add our little heart. These are resin hearts embellishments. Get it out of there so it's not so hard for you to see. We've got red and then we've got the white hearts. We're going to use both. We're going to use some of the white and some of the red. We're going to take a red one. Oops, no dimensional stuck on there yet. We're going to take one of our red ones and we're going to place that on our present up here. And then we're going to put another one on this little heart that's already on this envelope down here just to give it a little extra dimension. And now we're going to take some of our white ones and we're going to place one up there and probably, oops, we'll put another one down here. Let's see, about 1, 2, 3, 4. I always do odd numbers. I need to get one more. Let me see. Maybe we'll get another red one. And I'll put that right here. Okay. But we're not finished yet. We're going to use that same twine. And I've made a double bow already using that. So we're going to take our mini glue dots and we're going to place that on top of our twine. I'm going to put a couple so make sure I hold it good. Being it is a little bit thicker. Oops. It was sticking to my finger. Okay, and then we're just going to place that right on top. So I'm just going to leave my tails as is. I kind of like that length on them. Okay, so here's our little snail. And I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to those presents, to just this top one. Just to kind of bling it up a little bit. Yeah, that's the only place I want to put it. So there we have the outside of our snails. It says, hello, you snailed it. Okay, so let me go and bring all these out here. Here's the envelope for it. And there's our third card. Here's our second card with the envelope. And our first card has flown the coop. Here it is. There it is. Let me make sure those all get in the camera view. But there's our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Be sure that you share this with your friends and family. The more viewers, the better. Okay, looks like I might need to zoom out a little bit. I'm not getting them all in there. Okay, that might be better. I'll wait for my iPad to catch up here. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so there we have our 3 cards and our envelopes to match them. I didn't make an envelope with this one, but you could do that. You could maybe stamp something on the envelope or something in place of the designer series paper. Be sure that you get your orders in before the end of June for the ones that are retiring, which is this snail one, and then there's other ones in that mini JJ catalog that are good too, that are retiring. But I'm glad that you're able to join me today. And next Monday, my normal day for doing Facebook Lives, is Memorial Day. It's a holiday, so I'm thinking that it's probably not a good time to do my live, so I'm going to reschedule it. And I was going to do that that following Wednesday, which would be June 2nd, but I have a doctor appointment that day, so I'm going to have to reschedule it. I'm thinking maybe June 3rd, which is a Thursday, at 11 o'clock. So let me know what you feel about doing it that day, or if there's a better day for you, I can work with that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, say goodbye to everybody, and wishing you a good day. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.